Hey, MrBall here. Some of you may remember me as the guy that made fun of Bed Wars, and some of you may remember me as the asshole that made fun of Bed Wars. But none of that matters now because today I'm starting my grand journey through the Nomifactory. Are you ready? Yeah, me neither. Let's do this. Hold it. What the fuck is a Nomifactory? You probably didn't say out loud. Nomifactory is a mod pack made with blood, sweat, unemployment, and mental illness. I'm not going to get into the history of it because that would take a year, but just know that it was a mod of a mod of a mod of a mod. The objective of Nomifactory is pretty simple. You have to get resources to make machines and use those machines to produce better resources to make better machines. You then rinse and repeat this a few times until you finally get everything you need to make the creative quantum chest, which you use to get everything for free, effectively beating the game. If you have dementia, 15 seconds ago I said that this was simple. And while yes, the idea of this is simple, the process isn't. Let me explain. Let's say hypothetically you wanted to make a basic wire mill. Keyword, basic. Well, all you need is... Yeah, not exactly a walk in the park now, is it? But fret not, cause this isn't the first time I've tangoed with this mod pack. I've played on a few worlds here and there and gotten past the first tier machinery relatively easily, and as I play through I'll make sure to explain everything thoroughly. But I'm giving myself a couple of rules to make this a fair playthrough. First off, no using coins. Coins are earned through completing achievements and can be used to buy ores from the crafting table. But that's for wusses, and you all know I like to ball out the hard way, so we're not doing that pussy shit. And also no using star gear either, cause that would also make the game too easy. So will I beat the game and acquire the quantum chest, or will I wimp out and quit before then? Will I be able to retain my sanity throughout this playthrough, or will I return to playing TF2 24/7? And will I get enough views in the series to make this worthwhile, or will YouTube do that thing it does when its users are having fun? To the 20% of my viewers still watching up to this point, all these questions will be answered, for we will now begin the Nomifactory. Our playthrough begins with me spawning on an island in the middle of the ocean with one tree. Not a good start, but if Epstein can start his legacy on an island, then so can I. In this episode, I decided to give myself a challenge, which is to get as many achievements in the book completed as possible in less than 3 hours, so let's see what I can do. Alright, let's do this shit. The first achievement I need to get done for this challenge and to progress in the game is iron supply, which requires me to get 12 iron ingots and then turn them into wrought iron. I need to get shit now. Yep, I'm just on an island. How the fuck did this even happen? Now, something I should mention is that you also start off with a scanner that helps highlight nearby ores. If you're wondering why I didn't make it a rule not to use that, it's because if I didn't have this, then it would go from a 100 episode series to a congressman's lifetime. Perfect, alright, iron. Let's go. Just to know about this series is that my entertainment is going to rely heavily on my commentary, just so I can upload more frequently. Yeah. But I would appreciate any critiques or suggestions on how to keep my videos entertaining, in case that ends up being an issue. So let me know in the comments if you feel I need improvements. Anyways, now that I have iron smelting, I have a problem. And it's that I don't have any more wood because, you know, one tree. Which means I'm gonna have to leave this island and go somewhere else for more access to resources. So I guess those files don't exist after all. Oh yeah, shit, there's land there. And my tree just grew. Alright, we can get the fuck off this island. I'm gonna make a boat, cause swimming in this fucking version sucks ass. Yeah, looking back, the way I talk sounds like it's written by Vizzy Pop. And after waiting for a few minutes, I got my first achievement completed. Now time for me to leave this island and never return. It was a hoax after all. Guess I'll make a couple iron furnaces. We're out of here. Something you should keep in mind is that the beginning of this mod pack isn't that fun. Well then why are you playing it? Because most of the time you're spending time getting everything you need to actually get into the juicy part of the mod pack, so in the end it does have a payoff. So don't worry, soon you'll be able to get to see the machines and greg your hearts out. After finding land and wandering around for a few minutes, I found a perfect spot in the mountainscape to set up a base and start my factory. Oh, that's the spot. This is where we're gonna be. Oh, it's perfect, bro. First order of business was to get drawers set up for the sake of storage. Drawers can hold multiple stacks of items that can be upgraded to hold even more, which will be very important in later episodes. Storage handled for the moment, now it's time for me to start mining for important ores like copper, redstone, tin, and some other ores I'll need. Luckily, there's a hole in the ground I found where I can enter a cavern. If the caves look weird to you, that's because in this mod pack, there's a mod that enhances the way caves are created so that they are a bit more open, and it's easier to find ores in them. Fuck. Now, exploring the cave was going fine. I was lighting up areas, finding coal and quartz, all was swell. Until it wasn't.
Don't care.
Why am I weak?
Don't care.
Oh, I can't do damage. What the fuck just happened? I just got exploded. What the fuck? Rocket?
Epic rap battles of history! John Cena versus I'm explosive begin! Hey, my name's John Cena, you can never see me!
What is happening with my game?
You got mail.
Bitch. The fuck? Oh? Oh fuck, I gotta run. Is it still dangerous down there? Oh fuck, it's where the hell that is. I don't know what that is. Well, that didn't go well, but that's fine because we have other quests we can complete before heading back in with armor. Remember that wrought iron I made? Well, I can use it to make tools, specifically tools that will help in crafting our first machines. Now, this is pretty boring to watch, so I'll just tell you what tools I made and what they're used for. First, I made a hammer, which is used to turn ingots into plates. After that, I used those plates to make a file, which can turn ingots into rods. Third was the saw, which can be used to cut rods in half, which can be filed into screws. Then I made a wrench. Wrenches aren't really used to make components, but are usually used in making a machine. I also made a screwdriver, which has the same functionality as a wrench. And then I made wire cutters, which turns plates into wires. Wires are used in powering machines, so the wire cutters are important there. And finally, I made a mortar. Mortars turn ingots into dust. Dust can be mixed together for early alloying, so this is very important for our progression. Did you write all that down? No? Then you can go fuck yourself if you think you can play this mod pack. Link in the description. After making basic tools for machinery, I went hunting for food and fortunately found an iron and gold vein. And while I mined this vein, let's talk about that. The reason I started this series was so I can give you guys content to watch while I work on bigger projects. But it turns out my fuck ass has Alzheimer's because here we are 2 months later. So why did this happen? Well, at first I thought it was just because my mental state wasn't doing well. The reason behind that being my job that I've been working at for 4 years. And American politics. And yeah, those two things make me unhappy. I just don't think it's made me a sad man altogether, because my life is pretty nice right now. I think the real problem is that I try to only work on content when I get that spark of motivation, instead of just doing it when I'm able to. So it's mainly a lack of self-discipline problem. So yeah, sorry for taking a long time on making this episode. I'll try not to let it happen again. Also, I never promised to make a history video. Alright, let's get back to the game. With an abundance of iron and my fan base gaslighted, I can now make iron armor and go back to finding the ores I need to progress in the game.
Finish him!
And there we go. Now I have everything needed to start blasting through early progression. So let's start knocking out achievements. Let's start with the rubber sheets achievement, which needs me to make rubber sheets. Yeah, no shit. The way you do this is by finding rubber trees, killing them, and then taking the rubber you got and pounding it with a hammer. Boom, there you go. Now you have rubber sheets. Congratulations, you can die happy now. Next on the chopping block is fluid conduits. Fluid conduits are used for transporting liquids from point A to point B. Pretty simple. To make these conduits, I need to make conduit binder, which needs gravel, sand, and clay. Here's a sped up version of me getting the aforementioned materials. If you want to see the full version, there's something wrong with you. Something I glossed over was that you also get an achievement for getting the materials I got from mining. I also got 3 achievements for getting a stack of gold, copper, and iron, so let's add that to the tally. And now that the conduit binder and glass is done cooking, I can complete the liquid conduit achievement. Let's add that to the tally. Wait, what? Well, while you guys weren't looking, I got a bunch of achievements done. Well, calling them achievements is a stretch, they're more of just mediocre tasks. So let me just quickly tell you what they were. Make an anvil. Make a satchel using leather, tin, and wool. Where did I get the leather, you ask? I don't know, I just found it or something. Make an infinite water source block using 2 water buckets and wrought iron plates. Make a lumber axe, which is an axe that can vein mine trees. Make charcoal, and then make tiny charcoal. Yep. That's an achievement. So yeah, as you can see, I just went through the fucking 9 Herculean trials. But with those done, I can now work on the next achievement. This achievement has a pretty long process, so I'll try to simplify it as much as possible. First, I need to turn copper into dust using the mortar and then mix it with redstone. Doing that will procure me red alloy dust, which needs to be smelted. While that's smelting, I need to make conductive iron, which can be made by making iron dust and mixing it with redstone to give me conductive iron dust. And whoop-de-doo, I have to smelt that too. Once everything is done smelting, I have to hammer the ingots into plates. And finally, I take all the plates and turn them into wires. Hooray, I did it. This is my life right now. With that done, I can take the red alloy wires and turn them into cables using rubber sheets. I can also take the conductive iron wires and turn them into energy conduits. Take a fat guess what they can do. With that done, I've reached a fork in my path. I can either make my first circuit, which is the most essential component in making machines, or I can make a steam dynamo, which will be my first source of energy. But I ultimately chose to make a circuit since I already have the resources for that. Now, the circuit crafting process is a bit complex, but don't worry, I'll explain it for you. To make a circuit, I need 3 main components, that being 2 resistors, 2 vacuum tubes, and a coated circuit board. Let's start with the resistors. To make a resistor, I need coal dust, 2 copper wires, and 2 paper. Wow, I almost feel something. Now let's make vacuum tubes, which need 3 copper wire, 2 paper, and a glass tube. Almost done, stay with me now. The final component, the circuit board, is actually pretty simple to make. It just needs 3 wood slabs and 2 rubber. Slap everything together with a few red alloy cables, and holy shit, you have a circuit. And with that, I'd say it's a good point to end the video. We've completed a lot of achievements in a few hours and have reached the first tier of circuitry. Next episode is when I'll start making machines and really get this series going. Until then, thank you for watching. Please like and hype the video, and if you want, maybe even subscribe. And with that, as always, stay happy and wacky.
I'm declaring war on fat gay kids.